been a little bit since I've had a little post show, which I used to have when it came to, did a Film Junkie Live. If you're not aware of the Film Junkie Lives, check them out. It's on the channel, Do the live streaming Monday through Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yes, I thought I would talk a little bit about this because a lot of people have been talking about it. I've actually had discussions with people about it. And I'm like, come on, really? Are we just websites, blogs? A bunch of people are just going to be like, hey, yeah. Everybody and anybody who's ever been in the DC universe, whether it's TV show, animated, whatever the fuck, they're going to be in the Flash movie. Now it's Lynda Carter's turn. Lynda Carter, yeah, she's going to show up as a version of Wonder Woman. She's going to be in there. She's going to show up and just all you look and all, just I'm sorry. What were we talking about? What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Yes. All right. Let's talk about this. Okay. I mean, the main reason I wanted to talk about it because, like I said, I've had discussions with people over the weekend on Sunday when I recorded the podcast with the Pop Culture Corner. We kind of talked about this a little bit, so make sure you check that out. Look up that little interview that they had with me. But I wanted to talk about this because, yes, it just seems like, all right, now we've heard that, oh yeah, they want Val Kilmer's Batman or George Clooney's Batman or Christian Bale's Batman. They kept going for the Batmans. Now the new rumor that's been coming about that came over the long holiday weekend is that Lynda Carter herself will reprise the role as, of course, Diana Prince in a different Earth multiverse version, of course, of the Flash movie. I mean, so many things are coming about when it comes to this Flash movie. I mean, it's getting to the point of ridiculousness because I almost wonder, like Andy Muschietti and everybody who's involved in the movie, when they see these headlines about about characters that might show up in it and all these little rumors and stuff, they probably laughing their asses off. And it's always funny too because we also got to remember, guys, is there's probably about 3, maybe 4 different versions of this script. Okay. I mean, if you wanted to take all the versions of the Flash script, there's probably about 37 of them. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to Mr. Rick, I can never pronounce his last name, so I never say it. You got his version. You probably got other versions before that. And then you got different versions. You got the Shane Graham Smith, he had a version, and you had Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They had a version, and Ezra Miller was, with Scott Morrison, Grant Morrison. I think I thought about Scott Snyder and Grant Morrison, and I combined their names. But yeah, you got Morrison and Miller that was trying to create something from themselves. And then it's like, okay, but then you got Andy Muschietti who came in, and his script, don't think that there's just one version of his script. No, don't think that. Get that out of your heads, because obviously, there's going to be a version where there is a version that has Michael Keaton's Batman, and there's a version that doesn't have Michael Keaton's Batman. Because guess what, guys? Michael Keaton has yet to sign up for the movie. It's still in talks, still in negotiations. As far as I know, maybe there's something, but if you notice, anytime that there's been any mention of Michael Keaton coming back in the Flash movie, it's never been fully official, never been confirmed. He has not confirmed it himself. Remember, he was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he talked about that there were still negotiations happening. And the reason why, and I'll say it again, like I've been saying, is because he doesn't want just a one-off. Okay, the same rumor is applying to Tobey Maguire when it comes to the Spider-Man multiverse stuff. It's like he doesn't want just a one-off either. It's like, I'm not going to just show up and then that's it. I want something else added to it, which is like, yeah, okay, cool. Give it to him. Michael Keaton wants a Batman Beyond. Give it to him, please. But the logistics of that, what he wants with it, of course, from what I'm gathering, is the fact that he wants Tim Burton to direct either that movie, if it's going to be a series, and he wants to have Tim Burton a part of that. It's like a team, which I'm all for. I know some people aren't, because Tim Burton people are kind of like, he's not the same. I mean, he was big in the 90s and then it just kind of fizzled out. And then he got like Batman Beyond's like cyberpunk vibe. Is that going to mix well with like Tim Burton's like gothic kind of like, you know, Danny Elfman, all that. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But I'm just saying that's what I'm hearing, guys, is the fact that if we finally get it confirmed that Michael Keaton is going to come back for the Flashpoint movie, we're going to get a Batman Beyond with him in the Burton verse, which I'm like, I want to see that. I want to see that, even though like, I have some reservations about it where it's like, maybe I want to see like a more legit, maybe not, Batman Beyond when it comes to that, but still, I'm all for it. So, that's, like I said, there's probably multiple, who knows how many versions, and I'm still holding on. I'm still crossing my fingers, my toes, my eyes, my balls. That kind of hurts, but still, I'm still crossing all of it because I still want Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Batman. And I said that on Film Junkie Live tonight. I'm still holding out. Like, come on, he's gotta show up. If Ben Affleck's Batman's going to be in there, you got to have Jeffrey Dean. You got to have it. Okay. Because it almost seems like one of the main reasons why that Ben Affleck was like, hey, yeah, I'll do this movie, is to have that dramatic scene at the end where he gets the note from Barry from his dad. We all want to see that live action. And, it makes you just wonder if that's, if they're just holding out on that. But I do like the added bonus of Michael Keaton's Batman. That's something new. That's something fresh. That's something different. People who are not all about it, get the fuck out of here. Come on. Let it happen. I'm sure it's not just going to be obviously when it comes to all this stuff, it could all be considered cash grabs. But at the same time, I'm like, fucking hey, I don't care. Like, I want to see this. I really want to see this. And there's been so many pieces of art that show Michael Keaton's Batman, as the not the Flashpoint Batman, but the Batman Beyond, Bruce Wayne, older Bruce Wayne. So, but when it comes to Lynda Carter, I think it's all stupid bullshit. It's not going to really happen. But at the same time, I'm like thinking, okay, how could it happen though? If there is in fact maybe a cameo of Lynda Carter's Wonder Woman, how could that play out when it comes to the Flash movie? And I discussed this on the Pop Cultured Corner. We kind of discussed it where it's like, okay, I don't want to see, I don't want to have a predominant role of like, showing up in the final act and kicking some ass, even though that maybe could be cool. If she just like shows up like and has a grand entrance like Gal's Wonder Woman and BVS, that'd be pretty amazing. If they had like a different kind of theme for her, if they created some kind of different theme for her, maybe that could be awesome. But I'm more of like, okay, so how could she actually fit in here? It would have to be something where she's full on royalty. Like if they were to visit the Earth that she exists in, because I don't think she's going to exist in Michael Keaton's Earth. But then again, who knows? But it would have to be, it could be like, that royalty, that Queen-esque Diana Prince that we do see in the Flashpoint series, where she ends up, she's at war, of course, with the Atlanteans, and she takes off Mira's head. But at the same time, we're also supposed to have Gal's Wonder Woman in this movie too. And I'm kind of going, okay, if we're gonna have two Batmen, two Wonder Women, cool. But how is it gonna play out with Lynda Carter? I would just like to see her in like, of course, the cape and everything, and some, I don't know, some Kingdom Come type of garb, like her costume in there, maybe. If it could fit like that, we don't need to see her in action. But if there was like one scene with her, then okay, if they can make that work within the Flash movie, Flashpoint, whatever you want to call it, then okay, I'll be down for that. But I just think that this is just a little too much. Like, I don't think this is true at all. But at the same time, I think she's actually going to be making a cameo in Wonder Woman 84. I'm pretty sure. I'm surprised she didn't make a cameo on the first Wonder Woman, but I'm pretty sure she's going to make a cameo in this Wonder Woman. And, but yeah, I'm just kind of wondering, like, we don't need to see her in action. Obviously that, the four gifts right there that, were amazing. Let's face it. Being a young man and seeing her in the Wonder Woman costume, well, it'll make you a man. That's for damn sure. I mean, let's face facts. And she's still quite the looker, I will say. Lynda Carter is still a gorgeous woman. And but like I said, I was kind of racking my brain, like, how would it actually work? It'd have to be a small scene, and maybe it is like that Earth where she's not exactly the most pleasant person, more of an evil person, and we just get like a scene with her where it doesn't really end too well. I don't know. It's all just sounding a little too crazy. I don't think it's actually going to happen, but if it were to, it would just have to be something really small, and it would have to be something where, like, yeah, where it's like that. Maybe wearing like a Kingdom Come, because the rumor about Michael Keaton's batsuit was going to take reference from the Kingdom Come batsuit. So why not have that with her costume? But do we need to see her in action? No, we don't. One little scene, if they visit that world, cool. Do it like that. But we don't need to see probably anything more of that. I don't know. It's just, yeah, that's just what I was thinking about. And that's what I was like discussing with those guys over on Popcorn and Culture, was that it would have to be like that. I've been seeing that all weekend, and I'm like, oh man, now it's just getting a little too ridiculous, guys. But I don't think she didn't show up on Crisis on Infinite Earths. And it makes you kind of wonder, it's like, were they saving her? But then again, they did visit the Burtonverse, but I remember seeing the newspaper that showed that, I think it said like billionaire Bruce Wayne or whatever marries Selena Kyle. So there's that. We didn't actually see Michael Keaton, and it's like, well, maybe they were saving, the big heavy hitters, the big players for the movie, for the Flash movie. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, when it came to what they were doing in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and how special it was for Ezra Miller to show up on the show, because all that did was kick open doors. It kicked open doors. So like, hey, we got this multiverse that we want to tackle. So fucking Jim Lee was like, yes, kick them open. Okay. We got to expand. Okay. They're not doing this over in the MCU. Okay. Of course, now they are, after, they followed the lead. But that's what that whole appearance was all about. I mean, regardless of how poorly it was shot, because it wasn't shot that well. It wasn't. It felt a little odd, that whole scene. But the significance of it to open up the multiverse doors is what they were trying to achieve with that. That's what they were trying to achieve. And now we got the Flash movie in it. And then, and with everybody that made an appearance in Crisis on Infinite Earths, it's like, yeah, well, did they not have the Lynda Carter one? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Maybe there was like a hint or something like that, but I'm like, then maybe she could essentially show up in the movie, but it would have to be something minor. I think it would just be fairly too cheesy and too much of a, if she had like a more significant role, because like I said, Keaton sounds like he has a pretty significant role when it comes to the Flash movie. So I'm just thinking about how it would work. And I'm sure Muschietti, like I said, from what I gather, there's multiple versions of his script, just in case stuff doesn't pan out when it comes to people signing up. And I'm still, Jeffrey Dean, come on. I mean, how can you have a Flashpoint kind of story and not have the Flashpoint Batman? If you're going to have Ben Affleck's Batman, it just makes fucking sense. And we want that scene. I mean, even though they're trying to do something different, and I respect that, because I've said time and time again, that's what I loved about, obviously, when we watch Man of Steel, specifically Batman vs Superman, is Zack Snyder wasn't trying to adapt like a one specific story. He was adapting multiple. You had Death of Superman, you had Dark Knight Returns, you had Birthright, you had multiple elements that were in there. And I'm thinking that's what Muschietti is trying to do with his. It's not just about time travel, it's also about multiverse stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But when it comes to Lynda Carter, I'm calling bullshit. But if they could squeeze her in and make it work, and make it not where she's like, just comes in and saves the day or something like that, which would just be a little too much. I think it could essentially work, but I'm just going to call BS on it right now. I don't think it's actually happening, but I guess we'll see, guys. I mean, Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with all this? I mean, that's what's so crazy. That's what's kind of fun about all this. I mean, that's what makes us nerdies kind of excited when we hear stuff like this. And you're like, how can that work? And you speculate, you discuss, you're laying in bed and you're thinking about Lynda Carter's boobies. Anyways, all right, guys. So that's all I wanted to talk about when it came to this. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about Lynda Carter showing up in the Flash movie? You think it's going to be a little too much and they maybe should just like not have it or save it for later or what, or how significant should the role be? Let me know down below in the balls area. Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. Follow me in the sock meds that are down below, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you got Patreon as well if you want to help out the pirate ship. And you got some shirts also down below. Check out the merchandise and the shirts and everything. All right, guys. Lynda Carter. Talk to you later.